It's Falcons Daily, y'all. Hello, it's Monday morning, December the 8th, 2025, and this is episode 181. I am your host, CG, Craig Green. If you want to give me a follow on social media, you can find me at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G in the word sports. Fan Arch, who powers Falcons Daily, you can find them at Fan Arch Co. Their logo's in the top left corner right there. Fan Arch Co. FANARCHCO is where you can find them on social media. Thanks to everybody who has liked, subscribed, chimed in, left comments, all of the above. Appreciate all of you. Looking at Sunday's game here, the Falcons on Sunday took a 6-6 ball game and it got flipped totally on its head. Falcons destroyed in the second half, 31-3 for a final score of 37-9 to the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks move on to 10-3. Falcons dropped to 4-9. They've lost 7 of the last 8 games. Another losing season for the Falcons has been clinched. The best we can do is 8-9. Which would equal Raheem Morris's and the Falcons' record in 2024, which would really show no marked improvement overall. But again, this game was a 6-6 ball game going into the half. You felt kind of good where things were. It was a little shaky, even with the 6-6 lead. We had the Darnell Mooney touchdown that was not, and then the officials said that he didn't reestablish position in bounds, and they asked a pool reporter asked referee Alex Kemp after the game and said even if he got back in, it wouldn't have been a touchdown, it would have been an illegal touch. Just the way it was explained, it seemed like talking out of both sides of his mouth. He said he had to reestablish himself by getting 2 feet in. The replay looked like it showed that Mooney got 3 steps in bounds before catching the football. Then he said even if he did get himself back in bounds, it would have been an illegal touch. So if for the touchdown to count, which one is it? I'm confused. Maybe you guys can explain it in the comments to me, or maybe we can get a pool report here from Falcons Daily to Alex Kemp. But Falcons in this game just the first half, like I said, had some promise. Second half, not so much. The blocked field goal hurt a little bit. Special teams once again. A glaring weakness of this team. I didn't see anything in the game today in terms of Raheem Morris that indicated to me that he did anything that shouldn't have been done in terms of clock management, making decisions with the ball, yada, yada, yada. I thought it just wasn't a good effort all the way around. Some of our best players didn't play very well. I thought AJ Terrell had a tough day today. Jalen Walker came up lame in the second quarter. Don't remember seeing him in the second half. Pierce hurt himself and then came back. AJ also had a little knock in the first half and was able to come back. But it just was an awful second half. Again, we got outscored 31-3. It all started with that kickoff return by Rashid Shaheed, 100-yard kickoff. Former Saint runs it 100 yards from goal line to goal line and puts Seattle up 13-6 at that point. And really from then it was on. Because, you look at the first half and again, like the Falcons had chances. You know what I mean? David Sills couldn't hold on to a catch, in traffic. We had to take a field goal there. We had a drive where Seattle knotted it up at 3. That was 3 penalties on that drive by the defense. So, it just was, not a good effort all the way around. They played hard, but just execution was poor. And it was exactly some of the things we've seen over and over again this season, just incomplete games, moments and spurts here and there, but just not enough consistency for the Falcons to be able to win this game. But statistically, just a crap show. One of my keys to the game was the Falcons needed to control the clock and force turnovers. They lost a turnover battle 3-1. Controlling the clock, the Seahawks had the ball a little bit longer than the Falcons did. Falcons had it for 28-40, Seahawks 31-20. So for about 2.5 more minutes than the Falcons did. I said we needed to possess the ball about maybe 34 to 35 minutes to have a really good chance. I also said we needed to execute on third down. And guess what, folks? We were 1 for 13 on third down. So, yeah, a recipe for disaster in the biggest way whatsoever. I mean, Kirk Cousins in this game. Actually, we'll give you some stats here between the two quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins today, 19 of 30, 162 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. Not the best game for Cousins. Again, 50% completions and a 38.5 passer rating. Sam Darnold, 66% completions, 249. The interception of Mike Hughes is what helped the Falcons get the lead in the first place to get that to go up 6-3. After that, pretty much he started dialing. He's dialed in and was able to find Jackson Smith and Jigba quite a few times down the field and make some plays. And JSN finished 7 catches, 92 yards, and 2 tutties for the Seahawks. Charbonnet had 7 carries, 46 yards. He was our leading rusher. Yeah, it was brutal for the Falcons today. But Sam Darnold played well. He overcame that interception, and the Seahawks were able to get the job done. With the loss, guys, the Falcons have officially been eliminated from playoffs. So no more playoff talk. We're done with that. It's done. We're not talking about playoffs anymore. All we can talk about is what's going on moving forward. With the 9th loss, again, with that, even with the Panthers, there's no way really for the Falcons to make it. Even if we were to, actually, I don't know. I've seen things that said we were eliminated today. I just, we'll figure it out. I saw graphics say we were officially eliminated from playoff contention, but we are at 4-9 right now. So again, we win the next 4 in a row. 8-9. The Bucks lost today. They're at 7-6. So I guess we'll have to go back and look at the math. But again, as it currently stands, we're eliminated from the playoffs. So no more playoff talk, no more division championship talk. We're just going to focus on the games going forward, what we can see next year going forward when it comes to staff, players, whatever, draft picks. So we'll start leaning into some of that here coming up pretty soon. But it hurts, again, the 8th consecutive year for the Falcons not making the playoffs, the 8th consecutive year of a losing record. And it is exactly where we don't want to be. Arthur Smith couldn't get us to the playoffs. Raheem Morris so far can't get us to the playoffs. Dan Quinn couldn't get us back after we got there in 2017. And yeah, it's been brutal. We have the second longest streak right now in the NFL, behind, of course, the Jets, who we lost to last Sunday, of missing the playoffs. So something's got to change. Something's got to give. Don't know what it is. Obviously Arthur Blank's not going to just sell the team and then get a new owner and do all these other things. It's not Rich McKay's fault. I know we've been really grasping for straws here a lot of times to play the blame game and fix the problems. I think sometimes it's just making decisions in moments, just finding the right pieces here and there. And then when you get the players on the field, it's about just executing. Again, like I watched today's game, just like every game, like snap for snap. And, I don't really see anything that Raheem Morris did that was that egregious. In the first half, like I can give you a breakdown of a lot of the plays I saw that were player-led things that happened. Once we got to the third quarter, it pretty much didn't matter anymore. I mean, the turnovers killed us. Like we had the Bijan fumble, we had the Cousins interception. Then he got intercepted again after Sills had a screen pass pop in the air. It just, again, just a crap show today. And it's been that way for the last 2 months of Falcons football. I mean, we were 3-2, and we were feeling really, really good about ourselves after beating the Buffalo Bills on national television. Feeling great. And now we've lost 7 of 8, and here we are at 4-9, and not even in a discussion for the playoffs, not even in a discussion for a first-round pick, because we traded that away to the Rams to get James Pierce. So really now, again, we're just playing for pride. We're playing to be in the place, playing to be the spoiler, and kind of have our eyes on next year. Honestly, we'll see who all is going to play going forward, who's not going to play now, knowing that these games don't matter for postseason positioning. Does Drake London come back at all? Are we even going to bother trying to get Troy Anderson on the field? Braylon Trice, are any of these guys even remotely close to coming back to action? And if they are, why would we even risk them getting on the field? Sunday is just it's a day that answered some questions, left some other ones open, and also was just a somber and bitter day to be a Falcons fan. That is for certain. When you look at going forward, the players' mindset and things like that, you kind of have to ask yourself, what are they thinking? How are they going to approach these games? And Kirk Cousins tried to give a little insight to that. Post game here, speaking to the media, he said, I think saying things has merit. I think doing things has more merit. It's more about how you practice, how you prepare, how you play on Thursday night is really what it comes down to. So, trying to keep the team motivated, trying to keep, he was asked, like, what can you say, what can you do to light a fire under everybody, to give their best foot forward. And that's, really, just like you said, he went on to kind of elaborate and say, I'm not a rah-rah guy. I'm not going to, pick up and throw things around. He said that type of stuff has a place, but it also has to be organic. If it's forced, you can definitely tell that you're being fake. And one thing that these guys can see right through is anything that is not organically, developed from an emotional standpoint, coming from, when you're trying to motivate your teammates to do better things. But just for the hell of it, let's take a look at the remaining schedule for the Falcons as well. Right now, they, of course, coming off the loss to the Seahawks on Sunday, and we've got 4 games left. This Thursday night on Amazon Prime against the Bucks. Again, that will be the Falcons throwbacks versus the Creamsicle. So, if nothing else, we'll get a cool visual there. Saints did us a favor today by beating the Buccaneers. But, of course, we blew that opportunity by losing. Next week, we take on the Cardinals. That'll be a 4:05 game the Sunday after. So not yesterday. Basically, it'll be about 2 weeks from this Sunday. We'll take on the Cardinals. At State Farm, I think it's State Farm Stadium, I believe it's what it's called. Anyway, we'll be in Glendale with that really cool stadium with the retractable roof and the natural grass. That's where we'll be then. Return home for the Rams on Monday Night Football. That's our last. That'll be our penultimate home game, and then after that, the Saints on January 3rd or 4th. Just depends on what the NFL decides. That game will have absolutely no bearing on anything whatsoever. It'll just be an opportunity for us to close the season on a good note by beating our division rival. So, again, right now we're just playing for pride, and we are, again, getting ourselves ready to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who somehow, some way, found a way to lose at home to the New Orleans Saints by a score of 24-20. And again, they're going to have to turn around and play in that same short week, just like we will. Anything can happen in this ball game. The Buccaneers have everything in front of them still. They're now in a flat-footed tie with the Panthers for first in the NFC South. Neither team has played each other yet. They're both 7-6. Panthers are on the bye week, and they're going to wake up tomorrow morning tied for first. So both teams have a lot to play for. Falcons right now, absolutely nothing to play for. So we'll just see if they go out there and let loose and go balls to the wall. I mean, empty the clip proverbially, and give us whatever you got. Like at this point now, just do whatever. Give me some trick plays. Give me fake field goals. Actually, don't do anything weird on special teams. No. Nothing. Just punt the ball to the end zone, kick it into the end zone, and let's just minimize the damage because special teams has really, really killed us this past season. Not sure, I know it's the players. I don't know if it's coaching or what. But speaking of coaching, can you see in your mind, any of the coaching staff coming back next season? And I don't mean I'm not talking about specifically position coaches like defensive line or running back, things like that. I would love to see Dwayne Ledford come back. I would love to see Michael Petrie come back. I would love to see Jerry Gray come back. Uh, TJ Yates, I think, has done a pretty good job in terms of the coaching staff. And outside of that, when you look at the guys above them, the coordinators and the head coach, any of these guys, you think any of them will be retained next year? I don't know. I mean, just without putting, without going into a deep dive and crunching a ton of different numbers and graphics and things, I can see a world where we still retain Raheem Morris for 2026 and Jeff Ulbrich, because the defense has improved. They've had a lot more flashes and a lot more moments than the offense has. And I think I can really see a world where we keep Raheem and Jeff together. I don't know if it's something where we elevate TJ Yates to the offensive coordinator and let Zach Robinson walk. I'm not sure if that's something we could look into. But also another thing, I really don't see a world where Marquise Williams is back next season. Honestly, to be quite honest with you, I would not be surprised to see a move made between the Buccaneers game and getting ready for the Arizona Cardinals game, because you would have about 10 days to get ready for the Cardinals after this Thursday night game. So if you're going to make a move at any coordinator position or the head coach position, if we're doing any of that, like if Raheem Morris's days are numbered, I think it's going to happen, win or lose, after the game against the Bucs. All right, folks, let me know what you guys think in the comments, as you always do. Thank you again for liking, subscribing, rising up, and sounding off in the comments. Please continue to do so. Until Tuesday, I am CG. Sayonara and buenos noches.